Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the science class. We are doing chapter number 11, reproduction in plants. Children, we have studied about different modes of reproduction. In that, we have already discussed about asexual reproduction in lower plants. In that, we have studied about budding, fragmentation and spore formation. Higher plants also reproduce asexually with the help of vegetative parts. Vegetative parts are root, stem and leaves, whereas flower is the reproductive part of the plant. If the reproduction occurs with the help of root, stem or leaf, then this kind of reproduction is called vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. So today we shall discuss about the vegetative propagation in plants, how it occurs naturally as well as artificially. First, let us discuss the natural methods of vegetative propagation. All three parts are involved in this: roots, stem and leaves. Vegetative propagation with the help of roots occurs in plants like dahlia, asparagus, sweet potato, etc. These plants, they have roots that store food, and as they mature, the plant dies out but the root remains in the soil, which is having food stored in it. This root develops into new plant. In sweet potato, people store the sweet potato roots for the next year. They plant it and then grow new plants. Vegetative propagation with the help of stem has a large variety. Vegetative propagation can happen with normal stem, aerial stem, as well as with the help of underground stem. For aerial stem, the best example is grass. You must have seen grass growing in the school campus. When we see their they grow flat on the ground, and there are roots developing from the nodes. On the stem, there are nodes and internodes. This kind of structure is there. This is called node, where leaf arises. But in plants like grass, strawberry, chrysanthemum, root and shoot both arise at each and every node. And when this comes in contact with the soil, it develops into a new plant. It can be separated or it may remain continuous with the parent plant and spread on the ground. So this is how the aerial stem helps to reproduce. Among the underground stem, there are four types: tuber, rhizome, bulb and pome. Tuber. The best example for tuber is potato. Potato is not root, it is underground stem. On the potato, you must have seen structures like this. These are called eyes, and these are nodes actually. These nodes, white colored structure, if you observe the potato carefully, grows from these eyes, and if we plant this in the soil, it will grow into a new potato plant. So this is how the tuber helps to generate new plant. The stored food helps in the growth of the plant. Second type of underground stem is rhizome. Children, I hope you all have seen ginger, right? Ginger is an underground stem which grows irregularly flat in the ground. It also has nodes and internodes which help in producing new plant. From each node, a new plant can be obtained. Similarly, turmeric is also having the same kind of structure, only the color is different. In the turmeric, it's a yellow colored ginger-like structure. And turmeric also reproduces with the help of underground stem called rhizome. Even banana plant can be grown from the underground stem rhizome. Then the third type of underground stem is the bulb. Common example for bulb is onion. Onion is this kind of a structure. The stem is over here, flattened stem is there and the roots are growing from it. And these are fleshy leaves. The fleshy leaves, they store the food and help in, and this stem as well as the roots, they can be planted and grown into a new plant. Have you seen spring onions? The green onions with the leaves, that is grown from this only. So, if you plant an onion in the ground, you will see that the green colored long leaves will be coming out of it. Then last is the corm. Corm is larger than rhizome, and it is also an underground stem storing the food. The best example is colocasia, which helps in producing new plant with the help of this. The last among the vegetative reproduction naturally is with the help of leaf. The very good example for this is Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum leaf is of this type. Notches are there and here nodes are present at the leaves. These notches are present and at each notch you have a node. When the leaf matures, new plantlets develop from this, and as the leaf falls on the ground, these plantlets develop into new plants. So this is how leaves help in vegetative propagation. So children, these are the natural methods by which vegetative propagation can take place. So I'll just revise it for you. Natural methods of vegetative reproduction with the help of roots. Examples are dahlia, asparagus, sweet potato. For the stem, we have aerial stem. In that you have grass. Then jasmine also can be used for this by layering method. Then you have chrysanthemum, strawberry. Underground stems are tuber. In that we have example potato, rhizome, example ginger, banana, turmeric. Bulb, example is onion, and corm, example is gladiolus and colocasia. Now coming to the next one, artificial methods of reproduction in plants. In artificial methods, the most common one is the cutting and grafting. Cutting we can also do at home. You must have planted rose plant with the help of cuttings. In this, the stem cutting is taken. The stem with nodes and internodes has to be selected, and that has to be cut in a slanting manner. This slant cut has to be made this way, and there should be nodes and internodes so that the plant can grow leaves and roots from it. It has to be planted in this slanting manner in the soil, watered, and then it will develop into new plant. Stem cutting is very common for rose, bougainvillea and hibiscus. Second method is grafting. Grafting is like joining two stems. Joining a branch from one plant to the stem of another plant. So in this method, you have a plant, and in this you make a cut over here, take a stem from another plant and join it here, tightly with the help of cloth or a rubber, and leave it so that the tissues will intermix and they will grow into new plant. You may have different varieties of roses on one plant only. So in the flowers and fruits, this grafting method can be used. The horticulturists, they use this method to develop new varieties of plants. So children, these are the methods of vegetative propagation. I hope this video will help you to understand the concept. Till we meet again, have a nice day, happy learning. Thank you.